words, we have the Word of God, are literally actually translated from number codes and sequences. That's how important numbers are. But they don't tell you this in modern Christianity because modern Christianity is run by the devil. Everything in a computer is ultimately represented as binary numbers, which is zeros and ones. The distinction between a number and a letter is determined by software context and encoding standards, but the numerical code for digits is lower than that of letters. So there's even a number code to display numbers. Therefore, from a technical and logical standpoint, numbers come first. This is why it's so important to understand that the Bible, if you look at it, it is a numerical code from God. And our reality literally works like this. That is why Apple computers uses the fruit with the bite out of it. The apple from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This is what the flat earth toroidal field that surrounds the flat earth looks like. It looks like a tree in the middle, and then if it goes all the way out, an apple. Because we're literally in a matrix simulation in the sense that it is run like a computer. There is, in the invisible, numbers coming down from heaven, translating into reality. You don't believe me? I'm going to show you right now. This is the manna from heaven, the bread, the word, just like Microsoft Word. And what word, where, and how many words, and in what sequence will the words be is set by a number sequence code. In other words, if I want the number A, well, then the code for A is decimal 65, for instance. So when the computer receives decimal 65, it knows to put an A out there. So if you want two A's, you put two decimal 65s. Just an example of how the translation of our reality works. It is a computer simulation in that sense, but it's also organic in the sense that we have these fleshly bodies. And everything in our reality is translated just like the movie The Matrix. Man, this is the knowledge that they know. This is the fruit. The Bible is actually at the simplest form so that we can understand simple things, but then it progresses into so many layers of reality and truth that it's more complex than a computer program. Just like everything here on earth, everything on earth is a shadow of things in heaven. The computer receives commands and it does it, just like we have the 10 commandments, right? It's all the same language. Just think of all the exact same language from a computer and the Bible, right? We need to be saved. Well, what do you do with the file on a computer? You save it, right? And that's our life. And the word life scrambled is file. A bottom comes out from the bottomless pit. Why? Because there's a key to the bottomless pit. A computer has keys. A computer has memory, right? It's all the same language because that is how this place is run. Because we are in the matrix, literally, and they know how to operate it. That is the fruit, the knowledge of good and evil.
For the record, I haven't told him anything. Okay, just tell me what you see.
Oh my God, come on. Wow. Holy shit. I just saw something. Yeah. What the f?
Oh, I see that. I feel it.
I've been under the influence of mind-altering substances a lot, but I've never seen anything like that.
I showed over 100 people, and I kept asking myself, how are all of us seeing the same thing?
Oh my God. It's changing shapes right there.
The laser was revealing numbers and letters running in a pattern.
They're almost like this big here, and it looks like code.
It looked like...
That was a thick laser.
That's why I told you.
And I just want to take a picture of it and translate it. Wow.
You see that?
Okay, so yeah, it's not stuck.
No.
It's not because of the light.
No, it's on its own side. Light is just literally revealing it.
And each angle shows you different layers, different ways through it.
I can see through the wall. It's not like a hallucination. It has spatial awareness and permanence. I don't know. Whoa.
For centuries, mankind has attempted to explore these psychedelic, altered states, but we've never had a repeatable, testable phenomenon to observe until now.
Wow. I'm obsessed.
It's like you can see through the laser into another dimension.
Notice how the lasers are always in the cross position. You think that that's by coincidence? Absolutely not. The DMT laser experiment refers to a largely amateur investigation aimed at observing the nature of reality while under the influence of the psychedelic compound dimethyltryptamine, or DMT, initiated by a user known as Danny Kohler or Danny Jones Podcast. The experiment suggests that viewing a diffracted 650 red laser while on DMT reveals recurring code, symbols, or geometric patterns that appear to map onto the physical environment, leading some to hypothesize that this supports simulation theory. It doesn't support simulation theory. They're showing us this. And this dude from some podcast is obviously not the one who discovered this. They've known this stuff for ages and millennia. Interesting that DMT equals 37. Just like the word wisdom in Hebrew. God creates everything through his wisdom. And it goes all the way back to the beginning. The fruit would make them wise. I've shown you how Genesis 1:1 is encoded twice, probably more than that, with the number 37 and 73, the two values for the word wisdom in Hebrew. It's coding sequence coming down, creating our reality. This is the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, how to understand these things, how to manipulate these things and use these things. They literally hacked reality, the creation here, and they are as gods. That's why they can control all these things and recreate everything, clone people, this technology that we can't even understand in the natural. You have to be in the spirit to actually understand how all these things work. But my point of this video is this has everything to do with the Bible. Think about this. The burning bush in the Bible, Exodus 3, is generally identified as a type of desert thorny shrub or bramble, often associated with the Rubus sanctus, holy bramble, or acacia. Now watch this. Various acacia trees, such as Acacia confucia, like Confucius say, right, contain DMT in their bark, leaves, and seeds. Dude, Moses was tripping balls on DMT with the burning bush, and that's why he saw the angel in the burning bush. It opened him up to the other dimensions. The pineal gland releases several important hormones. That's the third eye. Remember, in the garden, their eyes were open. They knew that they were naked. But there's no conclusive evidence that it releases DMT. They have to say that on the internet. The pineal gland releases hormones such as melatonin, which helps regulate the body clock. But some people believe it may produce a psychedelic substance called DMT. Oh, when you sleep, where do they get the revelations and visions in the Bible as well? In the sleep. The two other places that the most DMT is released in your body from your mind is at birth, when you come into this realm, and death, when you leave it, man. And this is what Adam and Eve got into, okay? DMT is not only in acacia. It's in lots of trees and bark and bushes and stuff like this. And they opened their third eyes, opened themselves up to the other realms, the other dimensions. And that's what God told him not to do. And the serpent was like, nah, you'll be all right. Come on, check it out. Just like today. I would not suggest doing this at all. And so what has happened? So the men, the authorities in power, they have this knowledge, this special knowledge, because they get into this stuff. They get in the other realms. They get in the other dimensions. They get guidance, direction from fallen entities, which are angels of light. They don't know any different. They think they do, because so much of it, what they tell them is true. But then they end up doing abominations, right? Just like Lucifer's wisdom was perfect, but it was corrupted. In the Old Testament, it says that his wisdom was perfect, but it became corrupted. Who are they getting this? Well, they're getting it from Satan, the adversaries. And they give them this tremendous technology, this tremendous knowledge, but yet they do human sacrifice. So it's corrupted. Jesus said, what is it to gain the whole world when you lose your soul? Jesus also said that no man comes to the Father except through me. And if anybody go up any other way, then he's a thief, he's a robber. And so I believe that these people, to an extent, have found another way to achieve immortality through whatever, robotics or some other spiritual means, through their witchcraft and technology. And they believe they're going to be all right because they can't be doing these things and think that they're not going to lose. I mean, they can't be doing these things while thinking, wow, I'm going to really pay for this. I don't think that they think they're going to pay at all for this with their soul. But we know that that's what Jesus said is going to happen. And in their religion, they believe that the evil must be done so that the good may come. That's what they believe in their religion. And we know that that's false too, as well. It's the same thing as when you look at the Hebrew language. Every number has a letter. Every letter has a numerical value. And every letter has a symbol for it. Pretty much like a computer. Everything that displays on the screen, whether it's a symbol or a number or a letter, has a number sequence to translate that onto the screen. And what I'm trying to tell you is that's how our reality works. Numerical values, but more specifically binary code, zeros and ones. And you guys know what? The movie Contact with Jodie Foster, they told us exactly that. That they got the blueprints for this machine to take you to another dimension, but the way that they received the data to build the machine was through binary code, zeros and ones. The data came through to them, but the programming code to translate that data to them was binary code, zeros and ones.
Confirmation that an official IAU communique was sent from this government facility.
I want all these people out of here.
National Security Advisor Mike
Where's the girl?
Smith. They sent it from Valencia.
22 stations worldwide now confirming the signal. Vega is currently below our horizon, so what you're hearing is the signal from the retinal
Let's
array
get
of Russia.
decryption people in here now. Linichowski's visiting at Caltech.
Explain this to me. If the source of this signal is so sophisticated, why the remedial math?
Exactly. Why don't they just speak English?
Yeah, well, maybe because 70% of the planet speaks other languages. Mathematics is the only truly universal language, Senator. It's no coincidence that they're using primes.
I don't get it.
Prime numbers. That would be integers that are only divisible by themselves and 1.
37 and 73 are prime numbers. The values for the word wisdom in Hebrew, 3773. And then the zeros and ones, that's binary code.
Yeah, we think that this may be a beacon, some kind of an announcement to get our attention.
Well, if it's attention you want, I think you got that. One thing, Vega. People have been looking at Vega for years. No results. And now, yesterday, they start broadcasting primes. Why?
Well, it's hardly yesterday because the signal has been transmitting for 26 years.
Yahweh, God, equals 26, 10, 5, 6, 5. The word God in the English language equals 26. Simple Gematria. Jesus began his ministry in 26 AD. The Great Tribulation, the wrath of God, begins in 2026 AD. Purim, on March 2nd and 3rd coming up, is actually on the biblical calendar Adar 14, which is 12/14. 12 plus 14 is 26. That's when I think the rapture is.
Dr. Arroway.
Excuse me, who are you?
L.A. Michael Kitts, National Security Advisor.
Doctor, let me first say that your reputation...
Actually, first, could you ask the gentleman with the firearms to wait outside? It's supposed to be a civilian facility.
Jodie Foster's full name is Alicia Christian Foster. Christian Foster.
So you're saying as you dig deeper, you find computer code writ in the fabric of the cosmos? Into the equations that we want to use to describe the cosmos, yes. Computer code, strings of bits of ones and zeros.
Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. In the coming decades, AI and biotechnology will give us godlike abilities to re-engineer life and even to create completely new life forms. We are about to enter a new era of inorganic life shaped by intelligent design. Our intelligent design.
And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.